Good afternoon, my beautiful followers. I am finally back in my tree, back in my hammock. We are having an amazing day today, so I was out here just meditating and enjoying and thought I would pop on. So earlier today I wrote this article about our beliefs and about how really everything in our lives is woven together. And I know that we're so kind of inundated with hearing about our belief systems and, oh, Addison's going to talk about belief systems again. But the fact is, it is so vitally important to talk about these belief systems. So I was doing some journaling yesterday. I was like in massive journal mode. I took the winter kind of storm to do a ton of kind of personal growth work I've been meaning to do. Lots of journaling, a course I wanted to do, with some books I've been meaning to read and do some of the journaling stuff. And I was doing this intensive journaling. And I did some journaling about my business. Then I did some journaling about my money. Then I did some journaling about my relationships as a whole, both romantic and just friendships, family, that kind of thing. And as I was journaling, I was like, oh crap. I'm seeing this belief system kind of playing out throughout all of my journaling, and it was beautiful. It was an amazing moment for me to see, and because it was like, oh, actually I don't have to work on this and my money and my relation. Like, I don't have to work on all of that. All I have to do is work on this belief system that I'm coming up against and that I've worked on over and over and over again. However, we continually work on our belief systems at a new level. So we might work on it, and then when we rise to a certain level, we have to work on it again, because a lot of times our core belief systems, and this is really what we're talking about, those core belief systems, those ones that are like deep and rooted in your core, and have been there for most of your life, while we oftentimes can add to our core belief systems as we get older, and we validate them. And so we take this tiny little belief system and we grow it. The majority of our belief systems, our core belief systems, are implanted when we're very, very young. Too young to really even know that it's happening. And so these tend to be, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, our abandonment wounds. It is, the world's not safe, don't trust people. These are our core belief systems. And these things really do impact everything we do. And we have to keep coming back to them and pulling out the roots. And so we'll be like, I think it's gone. And then we have to pull out the root again. And we're like, I think it's gone. And then we have to pull out the root again. And that's the beautiful spiral of growth. We're always coming back to the same thing over and over again. But what I oftentimes see is people, kind of like what I did the other day, I was like, I'm going to journal on my money. So I started journaling on my money. And as a Tantric practitioner, that's why I actually am a Tantric practitioner, because I believe in weaving everything together. How we do anything is how we do everything in truth. And so there is really no boxes. We don't have boxes. And we like to create boxes in this masculine energy world, but the fact is there's no fucking boxes. Get rid of the boxes, because there's no boxes. Our relationships, whether they're friendships, romantic, family, the fact is love is love. Like, we swirl it all together and we create these rigid boundaries. And with money we do the same thing, and in our business we try to create a business box or a career box if you don't have your own business. And the fact is, it all weaves together. How we have sex is how we deal with our physical body as far as eating. I've done lots and lots of work on that as far as trainings, and you can go look at, I have a couple trainings on just that alone, how our sex is just how we eat, and how we eat is how we sex, and the same thing with money. But it's all really weaved together. And so the beautiful thing about this is that because it's so weaved together, that oftentimes we're doing all this extra work when we could just go back down to our core belief systems or our core thoughts going on and change all areas of our lives. This is why when people come to me and they're like, Addison, I want to coach with you, but I'm not sure what to focus in on because I have relationship issues, I have sexual issues, I have, I'm trying to build a business, or I'm having money issues, or I'm having confidence issues. I'm like, first of all, let's start with the confidence issues, because those always go back to our core belief systems. But all these issues, if I work on one of them, will impact the others. And that's because we are having to tap into those belief systems that I'm not worthy. That belief of like, I can't have it all, or I have to work hard. All of these little belief systems that really do permeate our entire world. And so the other day, like I said, I was doing this journaling and I was like, oh wow, there is an abandonment wound in my money. There is an abandonment wound in this relationship over here. There is an abandonment wound here. And guess what? It was like, well, that abandonment wound, if I go even deeper, is like, oh wow, there's like a little bit of a worthiness shit I have to work on. Yes, even coaches, like, guess what? We don't get away from having our own belief systems or having society impact us. I do not watch the coaches, and I do not listen to the coaches that say, oh, I'm perfect, I have no issues. I'm like, that's bullshit. You do have worthiness issues. You do have enoughness issues. You aren't perfect. Yes, you might be 10 million times better at moving through it, but you still have your shit. You still have your resistance points. The difference is that for a coach or for somebody who's really done their work, and I've done my work, it bothers me this much versus like taking over my entire world, and I catch it much faster and I can move through it. It doesn't really hold me down like it did years and years ago before I, as a therapist, a coach, all that shit. But back to the topic of like, everything is really interwoven. And that is what Tantra is. And that's why I call myself a Tantric Practitioner, because it really is interwoven. And so if you're feeling, unworthy in your money, then you are going to have that permeate into your relationships. You're going to have that seep into other areas of your life, like your sex, like your, your food even, like your body, your physical body will take that on. Our mind can be seen in our bodies. How our bodies are functioning, the lack of weight, the too much weight, the aches, the complaints, all of that is seen in the physical body, because also our body is not its separate box. And so today I really want you to take a few minutes and just jot down, and I usually don't want people to like journal on their struggles, because it really just really concretizes them a little bit more, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to like concretize your struggle. We don't want to do a ton of trash can journaling. However, I am going to actually ask you to write down kind of where are you struggling, and then I want you to, in each area of your life, and then I want you to see what core belief system, negative belief system, is really prevalent in all of those areas. So is it a worthiness issue? Is it an abandonment wound? Is it a fear of trusting? Is it like a lack of trust in the world? Really look at what is the common thread. Because instead of like running around and working on all these different things, which we like to do, we can really go to the seat of the problem, and then we will really unfold the remainder of our issues. The struggles will fall away, because we're hitting it at the very core root, instead of trying to get on top of all these little issues in all different areas of our lives. So do that journaling, see how it goes for you. I'd love to hear your comments below. Please share what are those core beliefs? What are those wounds that you are still struggling with? Guess what? There is no shame in pushing against the resistance of your core wounds. There is no shame in noting like, hey, yeah, I still have this, but look, I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. We want to look perfect, but guess what? There's no fucking perfection. And if we were perfect, it wouldn't be fun. It would just like, we are perfect. Like, we would just not be interesting. Our quirks make us who we are. And though we want to get out of those wounds, we want to be working, we want to be moving forward, that requires us to own them first. So try owning them down below in the comment section. If you haven't liked my page, head over and like my page so that you can get more little doses of Addison every single day. I know you want the Addison. No, I know you want more little coaching free tidbits, so head over and like the page if you have not. Other than that, I have a new Modern Queens workshop coming out, or it did come out a couple days ago, March 8th. We are launching it. It is starting. It is just for you ladies. It is practical ways to move your life forward in 2021, to own that queen energy and to really step in and to really move forward with your life and stop just pretending to have that energy, but to really own it. So, all right, guys, I will see you tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed, and I look forward to seeing you all. Love you.